What is up? It's Jan back at it again with another nerdy bookish video. This is me post having COVID. I haven't tested negative yet, but I feel loads better than I have before today. This is my December wrap up. So it's pretty freaking late, but I've posted later wrap-ups before. I used to post my wrap-ups on the 15th of every month, actually. So this is actually early. Watch not upload it until the 15th anyway. If y'all are new here, I do my wrap-ups. This month would be a year of doing it this way. I do my wrap-ups as the reread, rewrite, burn tag. So basically fuck, marry, kill, but make it bookish. So I pull 3 pieces of paper each from my handy dandy stitch mug, and I have all the books that I read in December in here, and I pull them 3 at a time and do the reread, rewrite, burn thing. But I always start my wrap-ups with stats. I haven't calculated a lot of these. Please excuse me not calculating how many pages I read this month again. It's been a few months since I've done that. That's more for a me thing, just to like keep track of my 100 pages a day challenge. So I read 16 books in December. A lot of them were just like kind of not burner books, but like throwaway books, like books I just read for the sake of reading to hit 200 books in 2021, if I'm being honest. But I did enjoy a lot of the books I read as well. Okay. I also didn't do my bullet journal last month, so everything's on my phone and I'm stressed. Okay, I didn't read a single book that mentioned Chicago, which is crazy. That's only happened one other time in the past year. I keep track of the number of times I see the word Chicago mentioned in books because it haunts me. I have grown up like 30 minutes around the city and I hate Chicago. It's a whole thing. Okay, moving on. For how many BIPOC authors I read 6 BIPOC authors out of 16, which is not great. My best book was Acts of Desperation by Megan Nolan. Whoa, hello exposure. This was my number 2 of my top 10 of 2021. I will link that video down below if you haven't seen it already. This book was obviously 5 stars. I'm so glad I randomly picked it up. I saw it at work. I read a couple pages and I was like, I need this in my life because I know I'm gonna annotate the shit out of it. And that I did. This book is about, I'll just link my vlog where I read it down below because I feel like a broken record at this point. I say all the same things. I talk about its raw, honest writing. I talk about how it has every trigger warning under the sun, how it talks about like craving, vulnerability, and the desire to be loved and validated and whatever. And it's so relatable. I said in my blog that I feel like everyone can find something that they can relate to in this book. I have to get water to take my birth control pill, so BRB. Anyway, as I was saying, just watch that vlog if you haven't already, and I talk more in depth about Acts of Desperation, aka one of my new favorite books of all time. I think also Acts of Desperation is my 2022 version of A Dowry of Blood in terms of like getting people to read it, because I've already gotten a handful of people to do so, and it's January 11th. Stark! That's him scratching on his little cat tree. The worst book I read last month was Dreaming of You by Melissa something Oliva. I don't remember her name. I read it for the Brewhausen Books Book Club, and both the hosts, Naomi and Cami, hated it too. I think a lot of people in the comments didn't really like it either. It was a book in verse. It was super short. Books left on December TBR. I didn't really, okay. I don't even know. I'd have to like look back at my December TBR and then do the calculating thing. I didn't really like, you know, make a spread for my TBR, so I truly don't remember. Because also I said like I'm just finishing up books that I was in the middle of, which I didn't even do. So like December was just a shit show, okay? I didn't read a classic this month. I did not read, oh yeah, I did. So I read Tomie, which was like over 700 pages, but it was a manga by Junji Ito, and I gave that one 5 stars. That is probably my favorite Junji Ito. Tomie, and then Love Sickness is my second favorite. I'm actually getting through Junji Ito's works and it's so exciting. I freaking love that. I love him. The illustrations are terrifying. I actually get creeped out reading Junji Ito, and it's such a fun time. For the buzzword-a-thon, the buzzword for last month was day, month, or season, and I was gonna read Summer Suns by Lee Mandello, and I didn't get to it. I read like 2 pages and I was like, I don't think I'm gonna vibe with this writing, and Kayla, the host of Buzzword-a-thon herself, didn't even like that book. I do have a video of all the 2022 buzzwords and like with book suggestions after each one. I'll link that video down below because I'm pretty proud of it. Let's just get on into the actual wrap-up now. So 1, 2, 3. So we have Fangs by Sarah Anderson, Acts of Desperation by Megan Nolan, and The Art of Simple Living. I will reread Acts of Desperation, obviously, I already said that. Fangs was a reread too, shoot. I would rewrite it to make it longer. That was the last book I read in 2021 because I wanted a super quick read and I wanted to celebrate New Year's Eve with Kevin without any, like, you know, having to read anymore. So I just made that my 200th book and it was a great time. It was just as good as the first time. I even forgot some of the jokes, so I was laughing out loud while rereading it. I absolutely love Fangs, my favorite graphic novel. And then The Art of Simple Living I would burn because it was just a bunch of tidbits. Some of them I already knew. There are a bunch of like little nonfiction books like this where it talks about, you know, living simply and living your best life and whatever the fuck. That's the first 3, easy peasy. 1, 2, 3. Night Cry by, I think the author's first name was Borja Gonzalez. Could be wrong, but that was a graphic novel. The Coldest Touch, I forgot the author's name. I said it so many times in that blog though. I'll link that blog down below as well. This was my first ebook that I read on my Kindle. And then Tomie. Okay, I would reread Tomie. Already talked about her. I would burn Night Cry because it was a graphic novel that I didn't really care for. Just again, read for the sake of reading. Sorry to say. Sorry, not sorry. And then The Coldest Touch I would rewrite. It was a really good like vampire story and, you know, it was a sapphic romance. It had really good world building in my opinion. I know there were some parts that I wanted to rewrite for sure. I know some of the lines were kind of cringy. Start! What are you doing? Oh yeah, that's what it was. It was the cringy lines that I wanted to change. We'll rewrite those lines. The next 3, we have Grimoire Noir, another graphic novel. Am I out of focus? Can we get our shit together? Thanks. Dreaming of You, ew. And To Drink Coffee with a Ghost, which is a poetry collection. Okay, so we have a novel in verse, a poetry collection, and a freaking graphic novel. Okay, I would burn Dreaming of You. I would reread Grimoire Noir. It was a really cute graphic novel, and I would love to just like flip through for the art style because it was like, it was appealing to the eyes. I did like the storyline and yeah, the color scheme of the art and like, can you not? This cat scares the shit out of me. He like runs randomly. He just gets freaking zoomies. I freaking can't. But yeah, the flashbacks were like in this sepia, however you say it, tone. It was like a warm tone. And then there was like all these like autumn leaves. And the way the women in the story were illustrated. Everyone was just gorgeous in this book. Start! Stop it! And then To Drink Coffee with a Ghost is by Amanda Lovelace, and I would rewrite it just to make it more, like, have more substance. I don't know. It didn't hit the way, like, some of her other books. I think I read a couple of her other books. I don't know. Like, none of the poems really resonated with me. Maybe a couple. It was just, like, so basic, you know? We'll make it less basic. Sorry for this cat's footsteps, I swear to God. Certain Dark Things by Sylvia Moreno Garcia. Damn, that feels so long ago, holy shit. Ugly Love by Colleen Hoover. I'll link that vlog down below. And Madam. Ooh, Madam by Phoebe Wynn. I will reread Madam. It is Handmaid's Tale meets The Secret History, and it is great. I freaking love it. I got a couple people to pick it up recently. It's so good. No one really talks about it. I've never heard anyone talk about it. And the cover is so eerie, and it's dark academia set in an isolated, you know, boarding school in Scotland. It gets so fucked up real quick and I would highly recommend. I would burn Certain Dark Things. Sylvia Moreno Garcia is that author that I keep giving chances to. Like, I hated Velvet Was the Night. Mexican Gothic was okay. I think I did give it 5 stars because I did enjoy it. It was for my book club. I don't know if it was just the discussion that I enjoyed or like the actual story, but that was my first Sylvia Moreno Garcia. And then Certain Dark Things just took me forever. Like, it was a good story. It was a good vampire story and it had like a lot of like good historical information. You could tell it was very well researched. It was well crafted, but I just wasn't interested enough, you know? Like, I did finish the book, obviously. I think I gave it 3 stars. Wow, I wasn't giving ratings, wasn't I? FML. You know what? We're gonna let it go. We're not gonna give all the ratings that I missed already. But yeah, I would burn Certain Dark Things. I'm still gonna try to read Gods of Jade and Shadow by Sylvia Moreno Garcia. Probably not for the Bruhausen Books book club because that's their pick for January. I thought it was for February and I got it mixed up. Stop! He's hungry and Kevin's not home, so this is great. And then Ugly Love I would rewrite. So if y'all read Ugly Love, there are chapters from Miles's is it Miles's perspective. It's like in this like weird wannabe poetry format, and I hated it. If his chapters were just omitted and we were just given like, you know, his part of the story in regular prose, like third person, it would have been grand. It definitely would have been less cringy, in my opinion. But yeah, that's how I would rewrite Ugly Love. Next 3, The Broken Girls by Simone St. James, which was my full moon book club pick for last month. Absolutely loved it. Gave that one 5 stars. Girls of Fate and Fury by Natasha Nan, the 3rd in the Girls of Paper and Fire trilogy, and Other Words from Home by Jasmine Varga. Ugh. Okay, The Broken Girls I would reread for sure. I absolutely loved it. Loved the dual timelines. I have a dedicated reading vlog. Here we go again. We'll link it down below. And the discussion with Hannah from Hannah's Recent Reads was really good for that book. And I love the paranormal aspects and the thrillery aspect. It was so good. Girls of Fate and Fury I would probably rewrite and take out some of the fight scenes, because if you know me, y'all know how I feel about fight scenes. It's not my cup of tea. There are very few that I thought have been well done. I can't name any from the top of my head, but I don't know, I'm not a big fight scene gal. I just think they're boring, especially in books. I don't know. So that's how I would do that. But Girls of Paper and Fire is such a great book, such a great series. I highly recommend, and it's written by an Asian author, so diversify your reads, folks. And then yeah, I would burn Other Words from Home. It was really good. I gave it 5 stars. It's a middle grade written in verse about this girl who moves from Syria to the United States, and you follow her trying to navigate a new country, a new language, new school, new friends, all that jazz. Her brother stays home to like fight in the war, like protest for the war and whatever. It's really well written, and it has pretty good humor too for a middle grade. It made me laugh out loud. I listened to it on audio. It was a really good audiobook as well. But yeah, I would burn it. I wouldn't read it again, I don't think. It was just a nice, calm listen. It was like a 4-hour audiobook, so it was super quick. Yeah, I really enjoyed it, but sorry, I'm gonna burn it. And then I have one more, which is a wild card when I run out of like chunks of 3. The last however many are wild cards, so I could do either reread, rewrite, burn. So the last one is Watering the Soul by Courtney Peppernell, which is a poetry collection. It was really good. I would reread it. I think out of all of Courtney Peppernell's works, I've read I think like 4 or 5 of them now. Watering the Soul was definitely my favorite. So yeah, I read this. I read half of it on Hoopla, but I read the first half at Barnes & Noble when Jesse came to visit, and we sat there and read a little bit, and I really enjoyed it. I gave it 4 stars. And I took pictures of a lot of the poems that resonated with me. Yeah, and it had cute little illustrations. It was a good time. That was the end of my December wrap-up. So if you made it to the end of this video, put a cat emoji down below, because Stark has been running around this entire video. Perfect timing! Kevin just got back. Thank you so much for watching. Hope y'all had a great day. Stay safe and stay positive always, and I'll see y'all in my next one. Bye!